Deputy Speaker. I welcome the opportunity to once again condemn the racist attacks which we saw during the summer months, and will be supporting the motion before us today. However, I trust this will not just be a matter of passing another motion which leaves this Assembly with a warm feeling. As legislators, we shouldn't just aim to say nice things, but to deliver change of real substance. Let's not forget that the responsibility for dealing with the criminal activity which we witness lies not with the Executive Office but with the PSNI. If we are looking for the Executive Office to act in this matter, it must be within its departmental remit to promote equality and good relations. That being the case, I trust they will look at the concerns which exist, particularly within working class communities, about legal and illegal immigration. It is undeniable that uncontrolled immigration is a contributing factor to the pressures public services are currently experiencing. We cannot deny that vital frontline services, particularly our NHS, are under pressure. Yes, we welcome the contribution which migrants make to the NHS, but we also need to consider the impact of a growing population on current waiting lists. Just yesterday, for example, I received a reply from the Minister, Mr Nesbitt, telling me that there are 722 people in Northern Ireland who have been waiting more than 4 years for a knee replacement. When we think back to the events of the summer, we also have to put the protests, the vast majority of them were peaceful, in context. When we do that, we have to reference events in Southport. It cannot be denied that there was a deliberate attempt to conceal the truth about the murders of 3 children and the horrific injuries suffered by 10 others, of which 8 were children. The suspect has since been charged with possession of an Al-Qaeda training manual and is being prosecuted under the Terrorism Act. I am yet to read an apology or even a fact check from the BBC, who claimed he was a Christian. I am not for one moment suggesting that all immigrants are potential terrorists. The occupants of this chamber are evidence that Northern Ireland is well able to produce its own, but there is a need for truth and openness around this issue. Lack of transparency merely feeds suspicion and distrust. I must also say that we do a disservice to the victims of racism by accepting groundless allegations as gospel. Back in September, the Executive Office Committee heard from a witness who said that the Housing Executive was institutionally racist. In the aftermath of the Stephen Lawrence murder, a High Court judge heard evidence from 88 witnesses, considered 100,000 pages of statements, and produced a 350-page report to back up his findings that the Met Police was institutionally racist. In the Executive Office Committee, members seem to believe that we should accept the charge against hard-working and honest employees of the Housing Executive just on the basis of lived experience. Such an approach does a disservice to those on the receiving end of racism. Let us resolve going forward to ensure that we don't just scapegoat the working classes, but take their genuine concerns seriously. We demand honesty from our media and condemn racism in all its forms. I see no conflict in believing all of that is possible.